Hi, Dan. It's a pleasure to meet you. And although we are in Brazil, I would like to welcome to Paraguay.
Thank you.
How long have you been working at Pixar? You're very young. And what's the absolute best thing about working at this company?
I've been working at Pixar about 18 years now, and I think the best thing is the people we work with. They are all incredibly creative and incredibly supportive, and it makes for a really exciting, creative environment.
Congratulations of all the previous movies you have worked on, like Monster University, for example. We've had seen yesterday a small preview of Onward, where we saw a lot of magic and brotherly love. What else are we going to see in the movie?
I think you'll see a lot of family. You'll see the boys with their mother, Laurel Lightfoot, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and you see a lot of fun specifics of their lives together. And then you see a big, huge quest in a very exciting, dynamic, and yet very modern fantasy world. We'll see a lot of humor, but also big moments of danger and excitement. I think it's a pretty big movie with a very intimate story.
So we are going to laugh while watching the movie, and we are going to cry a lot as well?
That would be my hope.
Good. Is this story inspired a little bit by your childhood?
Yeah, I mean, my brother and I lost our father when we were very young and don't remember him. But I think we were always just really curious as to who he was and like how we would end up like him. And that really was the beginning of the story. That was the gem of it. And then over time, we built upon that story and set it in this large, crazy world.
So it's a special movie.
Yeah, for me, yeah, and for a lot of the people on the crew. A lot of the people on the crew also had people in their lives who they had lost and people in their lives who had been very supportive of them, and it was fun to watch the movie become everybody's story.
Yes. How long did it take to make the movie?
It takes 6 years. So you really have to love what you're doing, and all the more reason why you have to pick a story that you believe in, because you're going to be working on it a long time.
What was the biggest challenge in making the movie?
I think the biggest challenge in all of these movies I've worked on is the story itself, just getting the story to work. It's not an easy thing to wrangle. That was probably one of the biggest challenges. That, and it's a big movie with a lot of different types of creatures in it, and that's a lot of work, but hopefully worth it in the end.
And how was working with Chris Pratt, with Julia, Tom Holland, Octavia Spencer?
Oh man, I mean, I'm such a fan of all of them that we could have turned the mics off and I would just hang out and recorded all this for me. Tom and Chris are basically like brothers in real life. They give each other a hard time, they make each other laugh, and they also support each other. Julia is just so funny and sardonic and smart, and just to be in the room with her and watch her work was a joy. And Octavia, who is, one of the greatest actors of our time, is also incredibly funny, and so she's doing these big, broad performances and these big takes, and that are just cracking me up the whole time. So it was a dream come true.
Can you tell me something about the music of the movie?
Yeah, the music is done by Michael Dana and Jeff Dana, who are coincidentally brothers.
Oh.
That didn't get them the part. No, we chose them. They had done the music for Good Dinosaur. And they do music that is very, very emotional and sweet and sincere, but they also are great at doing these big adventure pieces, these big, like, we're going on a journey type songs. And I thought, well, that is Onward. And so it was a joy working with them, and they really delivered on both those things.
And what lessons or moral will Onward leave us with?
Well, there's one specific thing that I really hope audiences take away, but I can't say it yet because it's the end of the movie and the point of the movie. But I will just tease people by saying, I would go to the movie with the question in mind of what would I do with one day with someone I lost. I think that's something that any of us would dream of and wish for.
How many times did you see the movie?
I've probably seen it in different forms hundreds of times. And I'm amazed that, like, as it changes slightly, I still tear up at the end, and in moments throughout, I still laugh at some of the stuff, But yeah, no, I love watching it.
Can you please invite the people in Paraguay to go and see Onward, which arrives on March 5th?
Hello, I'm Dan Scanlon, director of Onward, and to everyone in Paraguay, please go see Onward March 5th.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you soon with another movie.